All right, we are live. Welcome to everyone who's joining me today. I thought I would just come on very informally and talk with you about how I use ELIXIR. As uncomfortable as it is to get in front of the camera, that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm actually about to use it myself, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to just show you guys live and answer some questions, and let's get right into it. So as many of you guys know, I've just recently launched the Fall-Winter edition of ELIXIR. This is a facial oil serum that will be released to you 2 times a year, one in the fall-winter season now, and then again in the spring-summer. So for a short window, you'll have the opportunity to order this. And if you want more information about what this is, just check out some of the previous posts on here at DRC Skin, as well as the website. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have too as well. But today I want to talk with you a little bit more about how I incorporate it into my skincare routine. So right now my skin has nothing on it. I've cleansed and I've toned, but I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to tone again because my skin is now dry, and ELIXIR, or as a emollient formula, it should be applied on slightly damp skin. So I'll talk about that, but I'll explain to you how the whole process works. And I have in my mind a lot of the questions that you guys have sent me, so that's what I plan on doing with this live as well. So in the evening, I like to double cleanse, and what that entails is 2 cleansing steps. The first step is an oil cleansing method. Many of you guys may already be familiar with this, but basically it's where you use an oil or a balm, basically an anhydrous fatty substance, and you massage it really well into your skin. Give yourself like 60 seconds to just really massage that into your skin. Break up all of the sunscreen, any makeup, pollution, and debris that you've accumulated throughout the day. Your own, excess oils and things, because we produce, of course, oil, and that's a good thing. I'll talk more about skin health, in future posts. There's so much to talk about. But basically, you use an oil cleanser to really take off the day. I use an oil cleanser that doesn't have emulsifiers, but if yours does, then that's great. You basically massage your oil or balm in, and then when you put water on it, it should turn into a milk and rinse off. But so what I do is I massage that in, and then I take a cloth like this, wet it with the warm water, not hot, but warm water, and then I will press and remove it off. So that's what I do for the first step. And then the second step, I use more of just like a gentle cream cleanser, gel cleanser, and that's just to make sure everything is off. So those 2 steps, and that's what I usually do in the evening. I don't bother doing all of that in the morning because there isn't much to remove. So the morning is much simpler, but that's why I'm walking you through the evening first. So I'll do that. The first step is your cleanse. That way you have a nice clean face that's fresh and ready to take anything that you give it. So you start with the thinnest formulas first, and then you move to the thickest formulas. So you start with more of your water-based serums, if you're using any kind of niacinamide serum or a lactic acid toner, or any kind of like a growth factor serum, anything that is just thinner and has actives in it, that would be applied first. If you're not doing any of that, then that's fine too. You could use something as simple as like a hydrosol. Like I have a hydrosol here. This is just one that I've been testing, and it has cucumber in it, and so I will just spritz my face with that. And then I have a niacinamide one too. But I have a product called Tonic that I hope to release to you guys too at one point. And that's a water serum. But that's what you would apply after, and your face will be slightly damp from your water-based serum, hydrosol, tonic, essence. There's so many products out there, right? But that would be your second step. Or if you don't use any of that stuff, then just while your skin is wet, you would move on to the next step. The next step would be any kind of thinner lotions or anything that you use, or we move on to a thicker, more emollient product. So that's what ELIXIR is. It's a facial oil serum. Why oil serum? Because it's in an oily emollient medium, but it has many actives in it, which makes it a serum. So it has things, I have posts on this and you can check on the website, but it has vitamin C, it has some really good skin soothing, healing, nourishing herbal actives in it. And yeah, so this would come next. And then after this, if it was during the day, you would apply sunscreen. But if it's nighttime, this could be your last step. If you feel like you need a little bit more moisture, then you could use a thicker balm on top of this. But otherwise, this would be your last step. This would be your moisturizing step. If you want the simplest version, that's what I'm going to show you today. So basically, fresh, clean skin, nothing on it, right? And then you would apply a toner. Okay, I brought a few here. I think I'm just going to do the simple spritz, the hydrosol. So I'm going to wet my skin with this. Okay, so my skin is wet right now. And just give your, don't pass like 30 seconds. Or you can use something like ice. I actually have I have a little tray that gives me smaller ice things. So you can also freeze your hydrosols and you can apply ice all over your skin if you want. This thing is so tiny now. You know why? Because I waited so long to do this live video because I was so nervous. But anyway, there's enough for me to put on my face. So right now I'm actually going in. This is a niacinamide and silver solution that I froze in my mini ice tray. And then sometimes I'll pop one of those off, and it feels so good to put something cold on your face, especially after doing the oil cleansing method with a warm washcloth. Then you take an ice. So that's a tip for you. If you have hydrosols or if you have essences and things, you can freeze them, and then you can use it on your face like that. So my face feels nice and cool right now. Now it's time for ELIXIR. So my face is wet. I just want to make sure it's a little bit more wet. Okay. You can take ELIXIR, and so I'm using like 1.5 pumps right now. And I'm going to massage that into my hands like this. And then I'm going to press it onto my skin. Okay. I'm also going to now massage it into my skin. So massage whatever technique you like to use. I like to massage in an upward motion because we're always working against gravity, right? So this is what you would do, and you can apply it. Don't forget this part of your, like right under your brow bone. Don't forget your forehead. I know those foreheads are always forgotten. And okay, so I still have some in my hands. I'm gonna massage the back of my hands with it. And if I wasn't wearing my scarf right now, this would go down my neck and out to my shoulders. Don't forget your shoulders. Your shoulders are part of your face. Your shoulders and your chest. Keep all this area, the whole area young, okay? So, so yeah, I've just applied my ELIXIR. My skin feels really nice, feels good. If you wanted to create your own lotion, you can do that too without any emulsifier, without the need for emulsifiers and preservatives, because when my first product, ever was a cream. It was called Omni Skin Repair Cream, and it's my beloved formula that I hope one day I'll get to release to you guys. But something you should know is that even in the most natural formula, you need to use emulsifiers if you're trying to bind water and oil, and you need to use a preservative. Anything that has water in it needs to be preserved. Be careful. And it needs to be stability tested, and it should be microbial tested and all that stuff, especially if you have any product with water in it, because microbes love to grow in water. So that's just something to know. But if you wanted to create your own emulsion on the spot, you would take a little bit, let's say this, like, you know, your rose water or your cucumber hydrosol or your essence. There's some really good fermented essences in the Korean beauty space, which there are some things in the Korean beauty space that I'm not so into, but they're fermented essences generally I like. Sorry guys, I'm pregnant, so I'm going to be winded. But basically, you can take some of that water and then take a little bit of the ELIXIR, your oil serum. I have about a pump in that, and then massage that together. And now you've created your little emulsion more so by a physical reaction than by chemical binding using an emulsifier. So you do that, and since you're using it right now, you don't need a preservative. And then you can press that onto your skin. So you would massage. Be gentle around the eyes. So doing this thing again, just because I want it to really soak in. So you'd massage it in. My lips don't have lipstick, thank God, because that would have been a disaster. So you do that, and then end with your presses. Press. You can also tap. I can't wait to share more facial massage stuff with you guys, but for now, this is what I'm doing. And I love the ELIXIR because it's so silky smooth, and it kind of encourages me to do this. You want to keep circulation going on your face. Okay, so there we have it. I used ELIXIR. I showed you guys how I use it. And since it's the daytime and I'm actually getting ready to go out, I'm gonna show you guys the rest of my routine. Are you guys down for that? Okay. So actually, let me get to some of your questions right now. Thank you so much, everybody who's joined. I really appreciate it. I didn't look at this while I was doing my routine. Okay, so do you use it twice a day, morning and night? Yes, I do. I use it morning and night. So at nighttime, this is my last step. And in the daytime, this is my step before sunscreen and if I'm going to wear makeup. I do use it morning and night. Some people only use it nighttime if they're not used to the oily consistency. Some people will mix it into their existing lotion, but I use it morning and night. This is so soothing to watch. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so glad. That makes me less nervous. I used to make a facial body cream very interesting. Yes, indeed, right? And so then you know, right, that when we're making creams, we have to make sure that those measures are really the stability of the formula and the preservation of the formula, which is also why I wanted to start off with this. This is dear to me in many ways. You guys can read more about that, but yeah, the most beautiful prego, mashallah. Thank you. Thank you so much, my Qanita. Mashallah, your skin looks amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's amazing because especially with pregnancy, your skin does all kinds of things. Like my skin in general, and for us, maybe more olive tones, we tend to really be more prone to hyperpigmentation and also less ceramides in the skin, the moisturizing factors. And so that's something that happens with pregnancy. Any kind of pigmentation that was just like very subtly there will just pop out. And so it's one of the reasons why I created this as well, because it is it is really high in vitamin C and a stable form of vitamin C that helps with that. You can't use retinol during pregnancy, and I actually haven't really gotten into the retinol bandwagon as much. I dabbled into it a little bit, but yeah, so that's that. Let's see what else. You guys, such an amazing person. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for being here. Can this be the only thing I use morning and night? Yes, it can. If you want to be like the simplest ever, just the cleansing is essential. So make sure you cleanse well. Any masks or anything that you do, you could do that too. And then on just wet skin, you would apply your elixir, and then that could be it. Yes. So I've made it to be like a multifunctional product too that has actives in it as well, so that if you don't want to layer all of these things, you don't need to. Okay, my face has been more dry recently, so this came perfect time. I'm so happy to hear that, and especially the fall-winter formula is a little bit more emollient, so hopefully it'll make your skin really happy. Looking forward to the release of the elixir. Thank you. It's actually already released, and if you want to get it, this is the time. So if you want to have your elixir shipped to you mid-October, then order it by the 9th, and then I'll have one small drop after that. The last day I'll likely be shipping this is going to be the first week of November. It's probably going to be the last day, unless they sell out. So now is your time period to purchase it. But yes, it's released. I still have those pregnancy freckles. Yeah, they can take some time, especially if it's melasma, you know, then that could be more of a deeper issue too, a deeper hormonal issue, and so that's something to look into. But yeah, it could be very stubborn, definitely. Okay, so it is actually open internationally, but some addresses don't work. So you have to put in your address and see if it populates okay and it accepts your address, then I can ship it to you internationally. Otherwise, some areas are restricted. What skin composition do you have? I'm mostly oily, so I'm not sure if I should use it twice a day. Good question. So my skin is generally like combination skin. During my pregnancy, it's definitely been a lot more on the oily side. So yeah, and it's a misconception that you wouldn't use face oils on oily skin. Actually, it can actually be very balancing for your skin to use this. So, all right, great. So I think I got all of your questions. If I didn't, please resurface it. But I'm going to move on to what I do for the rest of the day since I'm about to leave. So right now my skin is cleansed, toned, and moisturized with the elixir. Then I go on to doing the rest of my face. So I'm going to use a sunscreen. I have so many different sunscreens that I've been trying, you guys, so many. But this is the one that's like in my travel bag, so I'm going to use that right now. And I'm not necessarily recommending them or anything. I actually just started using it, but we'll see. It's called Purito BB cream, so it has a little bit of pigment to it too, so that way I don't wear any makeup. But I'm gonna apply some of this. And most mineral sunscreens they can leave a little bit of a white cast, so you have to really massage it in. But yeah, I realized I didn't apply enough. So sunscreen, normally you would apply like a good ½ teaspoon on your face. But I'm just gonna do this for now. Uh-oh. This is so awkward. I've never done this before on camera. But I hope you guys are okay with this. Okay, so normally, I'm just gonna massage this in. Share your favorite sunscreens too. I think I should do a separate post on that while I've been trying all these sunscreens. Oh, and normally I don't do this with hijab on too, so this is going to be a little tricky because I like to get it into my hairline. Okay. Yeah, but I'll do that. I think I'll do that because sunscreen is really so important. you guys will find, as much as I'm in the natural beauty space and love it here, there's a lot of issues that I have with it too. And I'm going to be posting something on here too about fear-mongering and greenwashing and all of these things. I think we can use the best of both worlds. Just have to be smart about what we put on our skin. Okay. Is that okay? Did I do it okay? Normally it would go down the neck a little bit. So this is SPF 38. So I would use that, and then I will use one for my eyes. This one is Super Goop Bright Eyed 100% Mineral Eye Cream, SPF 40. I do use a little bit like right on under my eyes because it also acts as a little bit of a concealer. I don't like wearing too much, I don't like using foundation or concealer and things. And you'll find that when you really take good care of your skin, you will not need to use so much cover-up. You'll find that you'll want to use less and less because you're like, what am I covering up anyway, you know? So anyway, so that's that. Now I have sunscreen on, and I'm going to show you what else I have. This is new to me, but okay. So basically, there's a company called Color Science. Some of their products are really nice and clean, and some of them are not. But when it comes to makeup, I'll be honest with you guys. I care about, you know, how good and clean and natural it is, but there are some things that are hard to find that are fully natural. So if you just avoid the makeup stuff to begin with, you're good. But anyway, they have this trio. It's been beat up because it's been in my bag. But basically, it's a trio of SPF 50, so more on the sunscreen, SPF 50 bronzer, blush, and pigment. So I love this because it's like makeup that also has a little added protection. So if I want to do the contouring thing a little bit, especially with pregnancy and the way you puff up, then you can do this. So right now I just applied a little bit of the bronzer. I also love how easy it is to use. I'm really not a makeup pro. So that's the bronzer, and then a little bit of the blush. And it's SPF with zinc oxide. So with sunscreens, I do prefer mineral. In fact, my dissertation for my doctorate was all on testing certain botanicals to assess their sun protection value. And a part of that, I did an investigation on sunscreen in general. And yeah, there are some sunscreen ingredients that you really want to try to avoid. Some that we really don't know, but in the green beauty space, there's like, oh, big X, no, it's not good for you. But we actually don't know. We need more information. And then some that are clean and good. And what's agreed upon that's clean and good is really zinc oxide. Okay, and then the pigment. So I like to give my lips a little bit of life. So that's that. Okay, so that's my makeup for the day. I've already done my eyes. If I do want to go in, I might go in with some more stuff, like my eyebrows, which I haven't done, but it's okay. So yeah, I might just brush them up. I have a Pat McGrath Labs mascara. I know there are cleaner mascaras out there, but this is one that I'm using. And then this is another under eye. This is the Color Science Total Eye SPF 35 that you could use under your eyes as well. But I already used the Super Goop Bright Eyed. So now I'm fresh. I'm ready for my day. ELIXIR is underneath all of this, and I feel like when I use my ELIXIR, yes, I am selling it, so that's why I'm talking about it. I feel like it just makes everything look a little bit more dewy and glowy because my skin is highly moisturized, and it'll retain that moisture for a while because it's a moisturizing lock, and it helps to prevent what's called transepidermal water loss that happens during the day. We tend to lose water, especially here in California right now. All the fires that we've been going through and everything. Your skin might be greasy, maybe like dehydrated, and you might think, "Oh no, I have oily skin. Like my skin is looking greasy." When in reality, it's more so that your skin is not properly hydrated, like the moisture is getting sucked out. So you want something to lock in your existing moisture so it doesn't evaporate as quickly into the air, because we are tied to our environment. And if our surrounding environment is very, very dry, then our skin will start to also lose some of that water. That's why also, I have a video on this on my other page at DRCBA. Maybe I'll repost that if you'd like. But basically, if you spray something on your face, you guys have probably seen those, right? Those like cans, spray cans or whatever. So and I've seen them, and they're great, but they have to be used properly. So if they're sprayed on the face and then you just walk for the rest of your day, you're actually going to lose so much more water, because you have those water droplets that are sitting on your face, and the environment is much more dry, and it's going to suck that and more. So you want to apply it and then make sure you pat it down so it mixes with your skin's natural oils, and you've created a lotion for yourself. Or you can apply an emollient on top of it to really lock it in, lock in your moisture. Don't lose it, especially now, like I'm in my 30s now, and I feel it more and more. It's like your skin is not as forgiving. The plumpness kind of goes away, and the glow kind of starts to go away too, because our cell turnover rate starts to slow down. That's why I added in ELIXIR an ingredient called dipalmityl hydroxyproline. It's just a long word for a plant-derived collagen that helps to keep your skin a little bit more plump. So I designed this for myself. You guys know that, may know that. So yeah. So how was this live? How did I do? Did I answer your question on how to use it? Let me see. I may have missed something here. Will ELIXIR help with liver spots? Yeah, it can. It has so it has some brightening ingredients in here, primarily the vitamin C, and it helps to prevent your spots from getting darker. That with sunscreen, because that can happen. But you may also need something more extensive. So you may also need a regular exfoliation treatment that doesn't kill your lipid barrier. That's something I want to talk about too. Our skin has a natural lipid barrier that really I've seen is like overly damaged and compromised from hyper exfoliation and 10-step beauty routines and all this craziness. So you don't want to damage your lipid barrier, but you may just need a little bit more support with exfoliation. It may benefit you to include things like lactic acid or niacinamide into your skincare routine in addition to something like this. Okay, so sunscreen post, I'm usually SPF 15 and not sure if it's good. So the way SPF works, it doesn't mean that SPF 30 is double effective to SPF 15. The curve actually goes like this. You can look it up, just look up SPF curve. But I do recommend SPF 30 and above, just for also duration of time, because we're supposed to be reapplying it, and that might not be enough coverage, but maybe finding a 30 and above would be better. You're doing amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for the encouragement. Yeah, I haven't. This is my first time doing something like this and showing you my makeup routine. It's generally not my thing, so I'm really happy this is helpful. Your eyebrows look perfect, Michelle. You don't need to add anything to them. Thank you. I appreciate that. I won't add anything because can I make wudu after applying it, or will it wash away? You absolutely can make wudu after applying it, and that's something else that I love about it, is that even when you wash your face, you'll still feel the softness, and it's oil based. It's not water based. I have another product called Tonic that I really hope I can release to you guys, inshallah. It's not as like luxurious as this. It's a more of a utility product, and that one will wash away because it's a water-based product, but if you apply an emollient on top of it, then you're fine. I hope that makes sense. Good wudu question. So beneficial. Thank you so much. I'm so glad this was beneficial. This was great. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your dua. Allah grant you barakah and afiyah. Thank you, Amin, and likewise for all of you guys who are here with me today. I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna sign off unless there are any other questions. I hope it was clear on how to incorporate ELIXIR into your routine, as you can use it as your primary moisturizer / serum. You would use it after cleansing your face well, and preferably while your skin is slightly damp. And you can either dampen your skin with like a fermented essence, something fancy, or a nice hydrosol, or just water. And so you would massage that in. You guys saw how I massaged that in. I'm not going to apply it again right now because I have stuff on. I did my makeup routine too for you. So yeah, alhamdulillah, very happy that this was helpful. And I'm going to try to, can you make this available after going through the mountains right now? Yes. Drive safe, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to see. I think I should be able to save this on my IGTV. Okay, alhamdulillah. Do you recommend using toner? Okay, let me answer this. This is important. So for toner, the definition of toner in the US, where it's like witch hazel and alcohol heavy, I don't like. So I don't like heavy use of witch hazel. I think it's a good astringent, but it's very drying, and alcohol obviously too. So the definition of toner in the US, I don't like. The more Asian or European definition of toner, which is more of like a moisturizing essence, I do like. So it depends. So if you're using something as simple as like a rose water, now not the rose water that you find at the Arab store or that you find at, because a lot of those are actually just water and fragrance because they're used for cooking. And if you use a true hydrosol, the heat from that will taint the smell. So yeah, if you're using a true hydrosol, that's fine. Or an essence with something like niacinamide, that's where my mind goes with toner than the US version of that. So that's what I think about toners. Didn't get to hear answer to question because of connection issues. Okay, no worries. Dina. No worries. I'm gonna try to save this, inshallah, for you to revisit later. Okay, great, good question. Jazakallah khair wa iyaki wa iyakum. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your love and support. I came out and released like a luxury item right off the bat, but I knew that it's helped me and it's helped a lot of people, and you know, I've been wanting to release this for a very long time, and it's finally happened. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments of this when I save it, or send me a message, or get on the mailing list and email me. That's probably the best way to reach me. And yeah, share this with your friends too if you can. All right, Assalamu alaikum. Take care. I love you guys too, and have a beautiful rest of your weekend and week ahead. All right, Assalamu alaikum.